Welcome everyone, and my name is Kasia, and this is gonna be a quick class, post-workout class, so you can practice this straight away after your workout as cool down, or you can leave it for the next day, your rest day, and treat this as active recovery. If you have blocks at home, you can grab them, optional if you have them, and the blanket. You will need the blanket, and probably everyone has blanket at home, so just grab one blanket. And we're gonna start with the child pose. So I will go through nice sequence for your legs, starting with your feet, and bit for your calves, hamstrings, quads, hip flexors, just to make sure we loosen off the legs muscle. So whenever you're ready, just come to child pose. Child pose. So you will take your knees out to the side, wide and out. Big toes together. So big toes in touch. And from there, bring your hands on the front, walk your arms forward. You might stay just here with your elbows bent and your head dropping down, or if it feels okay, extend the arms and bring your chest, belly down between your legs, forehead down. And I will keep my arms like active here, pressing down to the floor, so I will feel nice opening in the shoulders. And also when you will press these palms to the floor, you will feel your hips are closer towards your heels. And give me 3 deep breaths here. Let's try breathe through the nose today. So big inhale through the nose, big exhale through the nose. 2 more. We take big inhale here, and with exhale, we walk the arms to the left side. We reach to the left far as we can, and we bring the right hand on the top of the left. From there, we take big inhale, with exhale, square the right shoulder down, and bring your head to your upper arm. Relax here. So nice stretch for the side of the body. Just breathe. One more big inhalation, with exhalation, chain side. So walk your arms, reach to your right side. See if you can keeps your hips low towards the heels. Take big inhale, your left arm is on the top of the right. Relax the shoulder down. So left side of your body, left shoulder going downwards. And back to the center. Press both palms, slowly walk your hands back in. And from there, slide your knees to touch. So knees to touch, will stretch your feet and toes here. Bring the hands on the front and just flex your toes. So I want you to tuck to the turn toes under. Make sure the little toes are under too. If you need to use your hands here, big toes in touch, heels in touch. And some of you might stay just here with your fingers on the front, or maybe you can come a bit higher and maybe you can sit tall. So it really depends. If you feel it's too much, bring the hands on the front of your legs. Less weights on your heels, will be just more gentle. If you sit really upright, your whole, like body weight is on your heels, you feel a lot in your feet. So it's up to you where you will stay. But this should be intense. Just 3 deep breaths here. Two more. One more big breath here. And from there, bring your hands on the front. Set your arms shoulder width apart. Slide the knees slightly backwards. Feet hip distance. Press your hips back as you did a child pose. And with your knees bent, lift your hips back and up, downward facing dog. But first, keep this front of the body super long. So don't worry much about the legs, hamstrings. If you touch the ground, it's okay. If not, don't worry. And add a bit of movement with your legs. So press your left heel down, then right, really slowly. Shake your head so there is no tension in your neck, in your shoulders. And breathe.
juice to loosen up a little bit the hamstrings. But if the hamstrings are super tight, we have tendency to rock forward with the torso, so make sure you press the palms, you lift the hips up to the ceiling. Give me one big breath here. Big inhale. With exhale, gaze between your hands, bend your knees as much as you need to walk your feet to your hands. Keep the knees bent so we don't lock them. Knees are bent even more if you need. Grab elbows with your hands. Just standing forward, bend here. You can bring more weight on your heels than on your toes, so just rock forwards, backwards. Make sure don't hold any tension in the shoulders, neck. And maybe just rock from side to side. And see how low can you bring your arms. So make sure you don't hold your hands or arms close to your head. Lengthen them, lengthen, so you feel the nice stretch on the torso, on the side of the body. And pause in the center. You can bring the fingertips to the floor, or if you use your blocks, you use the blocks then. And I will just wiggle the hips from side to side here. So when the right knee, then left. When your left knee is bent, right leg is straight. Even you can keep your hands on your thighs, that's okay. If it's too much, with the blocks, with the floor. Or just fingertips on the floor. So anytime you need, just use your blocks as like arms extension. And back to center. From there, just roll the spine all the way up to standing position. Start with your lower back, middle back, upper back. Only one standing position today, standing forward bend, but I will add the blanket to get like more to the calves, not just the hamstrings. So grab your blanket and just simply roll the blanket. Many times I was using the blocks for this one, but I think the blanket is more comfy, more comfortable. So just roll the blanket. You can play with the height of this blanket, depends how the calf feels. And then just step your feet up. So the toes are up, balls of the feet are up, only heels are on the ground. We take big inhale here. I will keep the knees soft bent again, hands on the hips. So make sure you hinge from the hips. We don't bend at the waist. Many times this happens. No, bend your knees much as you need. Big inhale here, long spine, exhale, fall forward. So bend the knees if you need. Relax the torso down and then bring your hands down. Maybe to your shins, maybe to the floor, maybe use your blocks. 5 deep breaths, and probably you might feel much more now in your calves. Really nice stretch. Make sure you don't hold any tension in the shoulders again. That often happens. We work on the legs, but we like try protect and we just hold tension in the upper body. Nothing about upper body now. Use your breathing. One more big inhale. Bring the fingers to the floor or to the blocks. Lift halfway up. Long spine. Exhale all the way down. Fall forward. Inhale halfway up. So maybe hands to your shins. Give it flat back. Long spine. Exhale, bring your hands down and step your feet to the mat. And just slide the blanket to the side. Grab the blocks, you might need them for the next one. And from there, one more time, step back to downward facing dog. Just for one big breath. Then lift your left foot back and up. Step your left foot between the hands. Bring your right knee down. So we are in 90 degree. You can keep the blocks beside. So we just start with the hip flexors for your right leg here. I want you to lift the pelvis, so if it's anterior tilt, just posterior tilt. So bring your lower belly in, engage your glute muscle on your right side. So we stay like really active here. Lower belly tight in, right leg active. Reach up with your right arm with inhale. Keep that legs working hard here. Big inhale with exhale, tilt to your left side. If you have a block, maybe relax your left hand on the block. Bend to the left side without leaning forward, without pressing these hips backwards. Soft gaze up. And slowly release, bring your right hand down. And straighten your left leg, runner's lunge. So from there, you can keep this left knee bent much as you need. You don't have to keep this left leg fully straight. Even I want to make sure you don't lock this knee. Keep this left knee soft bent. Even more bent if you need. But work more on this left hip. So sometimes this happens. We slide this left foot forward. I want you to align both hips. Slide this left hip in and back. So we keep both hips in line. Like roll this left inner thigh upwards more. Press your left heel down, flex your left foot, so toes towards your face. And then upper body, the last one, the most important part. We don't stretch the back here. So if you feel like that, relax. Lift the chest, lift your head, keep the neck neutral, stay on your blocks, or if you want, bring the fingertips to the floor. But rather thinking about head to your knee, lift the chest up, bring your belly towards this left thigh. If you want to go deeper, we just take big inhale, with exhale, we just bend the elbows without changing position of the spine. 3 deep breaths here. One more big breath. And from there, slowly bend your left knee. And I will bring my left hand inside of my left foot. So if you need to walk this left foot even more to your left side, and then relax your hips down, pelvis down towards the floor. And again, we feel nice stretch opening on the right side of the body, on the right leg, torso. You might stay just here, or if you want to go for extra quad stretch, probably you know this one, you might need a pad under back knee. We'll just bend the right knee and we'll see if we can grab the right foot with left hand. So you can twist to your left side with the chest and see if you have it hold it. Then maybe create resistance, so kick this foot to your hand. If there is trouble to get there, to grab this foot, sometimes when we press the hips back, we come a little bit higher, it's easier to grab this foot. Find your way, pause there. And slowly raise your right foot down, bring both hands down. We'll take a step back to downward facing dog from there. So lift your right knee, lift your left foot, big step back. You might feel like little bit difference between both legs already. And then when you're ready, reach up with your right foot, gaze between the hands, step your right foot between the hands, bring the left knee down. If you use your blocks, grab the blocks with you. Especially this one on the right side. So again, see if you keep your legs strong there. Press your right foot down, set your knee above the ankle, and then lift your pelvis. So we just arch the lower back. I want you to bring the lower belly in, keep the lower back flat, the glute down towards the knee. Everything super long here on the left side. Big inhale with your left arm. Up. Reach up, exhale, tilt to your right side, bend to your right side without leaning forward, without moving the hips backwards. Maybe hand on the block on the right side. And slowly release. If you have done this correctly, you will feel a lot of stretches here, and you will know you will have to working hard here to get this nice stretch. Bring blocks down to the floor, slowly straighten your right leg. The same rule. If you feel like that, this right hip is much way on the front, slide this right hip in and back, back and in, so hips are in line. Press your right heel down, stay on the blocks, even just here,
or fingertips to the floor. Press your right heel down, flex your foot, lift your heart, lift your chest. So don't round your back. Lengthen the spine. Even if you want, you can try do the cat-cow here. So rounding, arching the spine, and just notice when you can feel much more stretch in the hamstrings. Again, this right knee is unlocked, so don't lock your knee. Keep this right knee so bent, even more bent more if you need. Give me one big inhalation here. And then slowly bend your right knee, slide this right foot out to the right side. Maybe left knee slightly backward, and then relax the hips, pelvis down. If it's too much, again, keep your hands on the blocks. Anytime you need, that's your props, you use them. And for some of you, maybe just here today, that's okay. If you don't want to go further, stay here, relax. If you can, if you want, twist the chest to the right side, bend your left knee, and see if you can grab your left foot with right hand. Again, if you need, maybe slide the hips back, come higher. Maybe use your strap if you have it, or towel at home. Bring your foot closer, maybe kick away. One more big inhale here. With exhale, slowly release, bring both hands to the floor. And last time, take big step back to downward facing dog. And see how the legs feels. And from there, bring your knees down. You might need your blanket. We'll slowly come down to sitting position. We'll just like work a little bit on the hips, inner legs, and then we lie down on the back. So if you feel like you can't sit with your back straight, with your spine long, if you feel like you sit on the back of your sitting bones, or if you feel that's too much for your knees, they are super high, you will know the hips are tight, grab a blanket and just sit on the edge of the blanket. So I mean, don't sit like fully on this blanket, just try sit really on the edge. So that will help tilt the pelvis forward and relax the knees down. And we go to square pose. That means we'll just cross the ankles, that starting position. And from there, see if you can slide the feet further forwards towards me. And then feet out to the side. So basically, see if you can bring the feet to line to your hips. They are in line with the hips. That's plenty. If it's too much, slide them closer towards the pelvis. And sit super tall. So back are straight again, lower belly in, bring your hands on the front. And then see if you can walk the arms forward. Far as you are able to keep your pelvis on the floor. If you feel like you lift the pelvis off the ground, just pause even back. And again, you can press these palms to the floor to keep the hips low. But I want you also to feel nice stretch in your spine. Relax the head down. And give me 3 deep breaths. It's one of the easiest, I will say, hip opener, really nice basic hip opener, yoga hip opener. And why this is important to work on your hips. If the hips are tight, whole pressure goes to your knees many times. Knees injured happen, so that's just usually because of the tight hips. So work on that. Just sit on the floor if you can at home. Walk the hands back in. Sit tall. Bring your left hand outside of your right knee and your right hand behind. Take a big inhale, lengthen the spine up, so think you won't touch the ceiling with your head. Exhale, twist to your right side, look behind the right shoulder. And drop this right shoulder down, so this right shoulder go down away from your right ear. And slowly release, change side to your right hand outside of your left knee. Left hand behind, sit tall, and then gently twist to your left side.
slowly release. We change the leg which is on the front, so you can bring your right leg or left. Make sure you change the leg which is on the front. Again, if you need, slide the feet further forward, then feet towards your knees, so they go out to the side. You can keep the blanket under your feet. Make sure they feel comfy. Arms on the front, big inhale, exhale, walk the arms. Maybe elbows on the floor, maybe your head relax on your hands. Maybe you have to sit just here today. That's okay. That will give you some idea how your body works, like about mobility, flexibility. One more big inhale. Slowly come back up, sit tall, and just side bend. So keep your right hand on the right side, like outside of your right hip. Big inhale, reach up with your left arm, bend to your right side. You don't have to bring this elbow down, right elbow, but keep pressing your right palm to keep your left side of the pelvis on the floor. Soft gaze up. Make sure you don't roll forward again. Lift your ribs, chest up. Nice stretch. And slowly change side. Left arm to the side, right arm overhead. And slowly release. Lovely. Found your way to your back. Lie down on your back for our final sequence. Start with your feet on the floor, knees bend. Slowly roll to your back. And then just bring your right knee to your chest. Keeping your left foot on the floor. Grab your back of your right leg just tight. Maybe interlock the fingers behind the right leg. And slowly straighten your right leg up. So heel go up, toes down, maybe hands a bit higher, but without lifting the shoulders off the floor. If that's too much, use a towel behind your leg. Keep the lower back relaxed on the floor. Point the toes towards your face, so the toes are basically lower than your heel. One more big breath, big inhale, exhale, place your right ankle on the top of your left knee. Keep the hips square, so that means don't lift your right hip. Lift your left foot and grab your left thigh or left shin with both hands. Again, if it's too much, just use your strap, use a towel, anything. I like to roll from side to side, massaging my back. And actually I feel a little bit more in my right outer hip. And from there, slowly step your left foot down. Hold your right knee. Extend your left leg. And this time we'll roll this right knee over to the left side. So I will hold my right outer knee just with my left hand. Big inhale, with exhale, roll this right knee over to the left. Far as you want, but you won't also keep the right side of your upper back on the floor. Press your right palm down and gaze towards your right hand. And see if you can lengthen the spine. So don't leave this hip up, slide this right hip away from the right shoulder to loosen up the lower back. Breathe. Five deep breaths here. And slowly release to your back. Bring bodies to your chest. Squeeze. And then step your right foot down. First, just hold your left knee. And then hold your left thigh with both hands. Slowly straighten your left leg up. Again, if it's just here, that's okay. If it's like not that close to your chest. If it's still bent, that's okay too. Just think toes down, heel up, and breathe. And keep your upper body relaxed. We are on our back, we try to keep like full upper body, just like switch off. And from there, place your left ankle on the top of your right knee. And lift your right foot up. Grab your thigh or shin with both hands. Maybe roll from side to side. And slowly step your right foot down. The last one. Extend your right leg. Grab your left knee with your right hand. Peek in hand with exhale. Roll this left knee out to the right side. Press your left side of your upper back to the mat. Press your left palm down. Gaze towards your left hand and just breathe. And slowly release. And one more time, bring both knees to your chest. Big squeeze here. Roll from right to the left. Then grab back of your leg and slowly roll up to sitting. And I will leave you here today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you will enjoy. And